Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and we're going to answer questions and make things a little clearer because a lot of people are actually saying the wrong things or have the wrong impression or think that it's only a certain subset of users or whatever. Let's just answer the questions the questions I've seen and correct the comments I've seen from some users on the channel here. Windows 11 is going to be launched October 5th for everybody. It's not an OEM thing. It's not for manufacturers only. October the 5th, if you go to Windows Update on a supported machine, you should see in the optional update section of Windows Updates the Windows 11 feature update that will be available in the optional section. And means if you don't click on it, if you don't click the download and install, it's not installing. It's going to stay there in the optional state. So that's for everybody. It's not OEM thing. It's not for specific people. It's for everyone that has a compatible machine. And on October 5th, there could be technically some machines already sold with this. Some people are saying, well, it's impossible because if they release it on October 5th, that means that, guys, this is done. I've said it, I don't know how many times, and I always have somebody that says, well, this is not done. It's going to be done only in... It's done for what it is right now. No, it's not finished because obviously there's some stuff missing, including the Android apps that they talked about. So obviously they're kind of releasing this as the first version of Windows 11, and that's it. And so this is the way that they decided to work. So October 5th, everybody that has a supported machine can get it. Now, one little clarification in the Windows Insider program makes me also think that this is going to be the case for most people that have unsupported hardware. So if you have an unsupported computer and do want to have Windows 11, it will be possible. They're going to let you go and install it as long as you have the minimum requirements for the unsupported, which is TPM 1.2, at least 64 gigabytes of storage space available, at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, and of course a 64-bit processor that is at least a dual core. And this is going to give you the possibility to install only from the image, the ISO that you will download when it is available. On October 5th, they probably will actually update the Windows 11 page with a media creation tool, and you'll be able to download the image for Windows 11 and install it, do a clean install on a PC that's unsupported. It's going to tell you it's unsupported, but it's going to let you go through. From what it seems to be, and that would be crazy if Microsoft would not do that, is that you won't get new features. So technically, the understanding that I have of what they're saying, because they're of course very, very bizarre in their communications as usual, is that you won't get updates of any features. You won't get updates of if there's a cumulative update that brings new features to Windows 11, that would technically not happen to you guys that are unsupported. But it does seem, and it would be crazy for Microsoft not to do so anyways, that Windows updates for security will go through. That means you will get cumulative updates for security. It will happen. But you won't get any other types of updates that could be there to enhance Windows 11. That's the take that I pretty much have right now on it, as Microsoft is so complicated in its communications. But the reason I say this is, in the insider rings and the beta channel, they have mentioned that unsupported software can stay there, unsupported PCs, and they are going to get the security updates. They're just not going to get new builds or new feature updates. The Windows 10 operating system, I see a lot of people saying, well, why do they do Windows 11 when Windows 10 is not finished? There's no such thing as Windows 10 being finished or not finished. It doesn't exist in that state. Windows 10 is Windows as a service. It's an evolving operating system. It's not a system that, like Windows 7, here's Windows 7, and here it is, and that's fine. It doesn't work like that. Windows 10 was a constant work where they add stuff, they change stuff, they modify the system. It's not a operating system that's finished or not finished. It's the operating system the way it is, and that's it. A lot of people asking me about stability. Look, some people might have problems, but some people have problems with Windows 10, so it's difficult to assess the exact amount of problems. Personally, I've got 2 machines here running Windows 11. None of them have really issues that are, one of them has just the widgets panel that's not, starting. That's all. The other one works fine, even with the widgets. For the rest, I see absolutely no problem. I've got no issues, nothing on Windows 11. One of the things also, I see a lot of people saying, well, I don't want to have that start menu in the middle. And of course, a lot of people reply, well, it's stuck there. It's not stuck there. If you want to have the start menu on the left side, you are allowed to do so. In the settings and the personalization, you have the possibility of having the start menu. So you can actually say, I want it left, and it's going to be to the left, and it's going to work to the left. And if you go and change it to all apps like this, you're going to have a seemingly styled Windows 10 start menu. No live tiles and some wasted space here at the end, but still, that's the closest you'll get to Windows 10 for a start menu. So yes, there's a customizable option to the settings, to the start menu, and you can have it back to the left side if that's what you want. Too many people are under the impression that it's not possible. It's totally possible. That's the way it can be. What is impossible is the taskbar. The taskbar cannot be moved anywhere else. It has to stay at the bottom. And that is probably something that for some people could be a problem, depending on how you use your PC. So just have to understand that is mostly the problem. Some people are asking me, should I move to Windows 11? Look, if you're asking the question, should I go to Windows 11? You shouldn't. People that go to Windows 11 know they want to go to Windows 11. That's it. People that don't know if they want to go to Windows 11, just stay on Windows 10. It's fine. It works great. You're not missing out on much. You're missing out on a new interface, and that's pretty much it. A few features and a few little things here and there. But Windows 10 still works great. You don't have to. And it's an optional update. You're not forced to Windows 11, until the end of Windows 10 in 2024. So that's the thing. 2025, sorry. That's the thing. So, you could stay put to Windows 10. It's fine. There's no problem there. And you're not going to be forced to Windows 11. So don't worry about it. And, too many people are kind of worried that they'll be forced to. You're not. It's an optional update once again, just like the bug fixing updates. For the rest, Windows 11, like I said before, is going to have a once a year update. So that means that Windows 11 is going to have the next major update to it next year in October or November of next year, a year after launch. So that means that a year after launch, you'll see some big update arrive, and it will add new features, stuff that we'll be probably testing with the insider rings. And I wouldn't even be surprised that that's when the Android apps actually show up from the Amazon store. Like a lot of people say, there are ways to get Android apps in Windows, like with BlueStacks and stuff like that. I've tried them. They work okay, but most of them are rather buggy and crashy. But if you do want to dabble with Android apps in Windows, there's a way with that to do so. For the rest, TPM requirement. A lot of people say, "Well, I don't understand because people don't need that." Absolutely, people need that. Thinking people don't need that is you don't understand what security is all about. People do need that. You bank, you go to your bank with your computer, stuff like that. The more security, the better. And TPM is actually really an added bonus. It's a hardware security. It's way better than software security. So yes, TPM, I've got no problem with backing Microsoft in asking for TPM. And so if you don't have the requirement of TPM 2, like an unsupported PC at TPM 1.2, some features like Windows Hello might not work because they will require the use of the TPM 2.0 encryption keys for added security. And as time goes by, I suspect more and more security options will be using that TPM and the computer. As for the rest, of course, we got tons of questions of people saying, well, I don't understand why such is not chosen, such is chosen, and why this CPU is not accepted when this CPU is. My computer runs fine. There's way more than my computer runs fine under the hood, and that you got to understand also. I get it that it's sad for a lot of people that some of these machines are not accepted. But each generation of processor have some big changes in them. It's untrue. I see a lot of people saying, well, there's no difference between 6th and 7th and 8th gen. There's major differences between 6th, 7th, and 8th gen in the way they process and the way they work, and also in the number of cores. I believe that starting with 8th generation, that's where quad core starts, where 7.6 is still 2 cores with hyper the virtualization of 4 cores basically. So there's a lot of things that happen like that, and there are major changes between each generation. If we would have generation-specific software, you'll notice that they wouldn't run on a generation that's older, because there are things that they would use that the CPU of that generation added and is brand new. So there are changes. There are differences between all of these generations. Microsoft puts 8th generation for some reason. The problem with Microsoft is they're not really clear as to why exactly, and that is a major problem. If you're going to put a limit to a minimum requirement, explain yourself clearly why this minimum requirement was chosen. Right now, the weird way that they're communicating, we have no idea why. That is much more of a problem than trying to choose a generation. And once again, Windows 10 works fine. So you know what? You are able, there's a Star Dock that will actually have Start 11 or something like that. You'll be able to have the same interface as Windows 11 has with software if you want, if that's just what you need. And it'll run in Windows 10 and it'll feel like Windows 11. It'll be okay. So, just stay put to Windows 10. It's not a problem. And honestly, with the fact that they're releasing it now and the fact that it's missing stuff, I think staying to Windows 10 anyways is not a bad idea. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.